Hello, I hope you're doing fine. So in this video we are going to scrap world parameter info. Here we are going to scrap the countries with their populations, and our output that we required will be like that: the country name, air, and population. Let me show you here. If we go to in this section, there is a country name. If we click on that, and below this is the table. That table have all the data of that country, that is multiple entries. So we are going to scrap by air and population. So this is the let me show you how it's work. This is the home page. On home page, if we go to the population, in population we want to see the population by country, so we click here. After clicking here, we have one table. In that, the first column is the country list and the second column is the population. So let's scroll down. We have multiple entries. So let's check one. Go to the first country. Here you can see this is the table of that particular country, and it have also multiple entries. One table is here, so we will grab the air and population from this section, that what I am going to show you, and you can scrap also the other stuff from there if you want. So let me show you the how we are going to build the spider for that. So as you can see here, I'm already inside my virtual environment. If you don't know how to create virtual environment and how to activate it, you can go and watch my previous tutorial. There I already showed how we can make virtual environment and activate it. So in this virtual environment, I'm here in this folder. So let me start our new project with Scrapy. If you are following all of my tutorials, so you know how we can start new project with Scrapy. So we will write it: Scrapy start project and project name. Scrapy start project and project name. The project name we will give the same name, that is our website name. So I already have the folder name with this name, so I will give it like world parameters and okay /2. Let's hit enter. So the project has been created, so we can check it. Yes, it's created. So as I already show you how we can generate spider from CMD, so let's do that. After making the project, the second step is we can generate spider. For that we need to go inside our project folder. So let's do dir directory, and here is the folder that we created. We need to go inside this, so cd /space folder name. So we will go to in this folder. Just a moment, sorry. So in this folder we are going to generate our first spider. So how we can generate spider? It will be like that: Scrapy generate spider, gen spider, and the spider name. In this case we will give our spider name countries. So Yes, as we are going to scrap the countries data, so we will give our spider name countries, and I will add W also. So because I have already this spider with country's name that I already showed you the output, so I'm just making little much different. You can use the countries or whatever spider name you want to give. And the second, we will give the URL. So as we are going to build a spider for this page, so let me copy this URL, and we will Scrapy generate spider name URL. And as I already told you, we need to remove the forward slash at the end of the URL because the Scrapy will do it by default. So let's hit enter. So as it generates the message, create spider countries W using template basic in module. Perfect. So let's check it. Inside this folder we have our this project folder, and here is a spider, and yes, spider is created successfully. So let's open this folder with VS Studio because I'm using VS Code in this section. You can use whatever code editor you want to use, or if you want to use VS Studio, for that you can install it. And if you don't know how to install it, you can go to YouTube, and there is a multiple videos, those are teaching how to install VS Studio. So let's open it with VS Code. So in this, let's go to the spider. In this spider, as I already told you, so this is the spider that Scrapy generate by default. So we need to put S because we need to make it HTTPS request, and we need to remove this forward slash. Perfect. Yes, we don't need to remove it because the Scrapy added by default here. So that's it for now. So as by default we have parse method, there is the response of this request will be parsed here, and we will make one more method where we will parse all the details. So let me show you how it will work. For that, as before, we will go to the Scrapy shell. So we will open the CMD. So let's minimize that. So in CMD we will write Scrapy. In Scrapy we will use the Scrapy shell because that is easy to build spider fast. Scrapy shell we will use yes, it's a Scrapy shell. So here we can see all the commands in Scrapy shell that we can use. So I'm going to use this fetch REQ, this one. So here we will write fetch 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 open braces, and here is the URL. So we are going to fetch the response of this page. So hit enter. As we get 200 response, as it means we crawled this page successfully. If we get any other response like a 440, there's something issue or website blocking like that, but the 200 response is showing we crawled this page successfully. So in that, let's go here and open the inspect. We can open it by right click and go to inspect, or we can use, I think the shortcut command is that Control Shift I. Yes, you can press Control Shift I and inspect element will be open. By clicking here in this arrow, we will select the city. the country, because we need to go inside this country also to scrap the other table of each country, and this table, yes, we need this also. So as I select that, so it's this is the table T-body, not here, yes, this is the table. Under the table there is a list of all the elements. So let's open this, and here in this section, as we can see, we have a link. That link is opening that country, and in this aref tag we have the country name, that is China. So let's close that and check the next one also. Here in this, if we open this, we have in this section we will have the URL and the country name. Perfect. Let's close this and close this. So here is the all list that having all the records one by one. So let's make our XPath to get that name and the URL. Okay, so here in this section, let me show you again. If we directly click in that, and it will land to the directly that element where we have URL and the title. Okay, so let's put Control F and let's make XPath of that. So /td, and in td we are going to select aref. Okay, perfect. So as we select the first element, the total result is 235. So it's selecting all the whole list that we needed. So we can make a for loop and we can get all the one by one, and further we can scrap each individual. So as this XPath selecting whole list, so let me show you inside the Scrapy shell. Not here. Here I will show you the, let's give it the name countries. Countries is equals to response dot XPath. So as we need to put the XPath here, this, hit enter. So let's check the countries. Okay, by selecting that, by putting that country, we have all the list that have all the URLs. So let's check the length. What is the length of the country, like how many items it's selected. So len length, co countries. Perfect. So we have 235 the length, and it's same as here. So we can use this XPath in Scrapy to grab all the URLs, and as in this XPath we can get the title, the text also, the city, country name. So we will use the same XPath to get the URLs and the country name. Perfect. So let's put it inside our spider. Here's we will write the countries. Countries is equals to response dot XPath So in this section we are scraping all the countries list and we are storing inside the country. So as we are getting the response and we're storing all the response inside this country variable, so now we will uh, put for loop on these countries because we have all the response 235 list inside these countries. So let's for loop use on that to diverse each and individual. So for countries, for country in countries, okay, country in countries, इट्स मीन्स कि जब तक कंट्री कंट्रीज में है तब तक ये फोर लूप हमारा रन होता रहेगा. ओके, सो लेट्स scrap it. We are getting from this XPath name and we are getting the link. Okay, so in this XPath we will get the name and the link is here already. So we will use the country.xpath because we have all the response inside our country variable. So count country dot xpath start bracket. So the one thing you need to remember is that whenever we store the response inside a new variable or we create it, for that we need to use dot and then this forward slash to make our XPath. When we was scraping the when we was making the XPath directly from the response, that time we was not putting this dot in beginning. So as here we get response, we store it inside the countries list, and for that we need to put the dot in beginning. This is the by default Scrapy rule. So let's make the XPath. So as we have this list, in this list we need to get the name and the href. So for name we will directly write the text text because I can show you as you can see after this XPath, by putting text, the text we are getting all the text of this elements. So we already store this whole inside countries, so we just need to put text because we are till here, and now we need to extract what we needed. We needed two things. We don't need to write this whole XPath because we already stored this XPath inside the countries. We are getting all the response, so we just need to write only text and we will get that text we are storing inside the name, and then we need to put get to get it, and then we need the link. For link we will need to put only href because we are already in that XPath. So country dot XPath and a href dot get. So let me as the video is getting little long, but I hope you getting understand in deeply, so let me repeat it in very quick. In this section from this list, we have this HTML tag. So from here we can scrap the name and the link both. So we target this by making this XPath. Then we are scraping the URL and the name both here, and as it is list like it have 235, so we are putting the for loop to scrap all one by one. And now we will put like a return. In Scrapy we use healed, YAILD, healed. So before that uh, we are getting all the links. Okay, so we need to access each link one by one to scrap the each country table. Okay, so for that we need to make a one more method that we will make it parse country details, something like that. Parse country, and as it will be self comma response as by default. Okay, so in this method, that link, the URL we are getting from here, we will use this method to use that URL and scrap the each country table that is here. Till now we have done this stuff, we are getting this and the URL. Now we are making the new method where we will traverse in this section and we will scrap uh, these two fields from here. Perfect. So here for that we need to yield this. So we will put yield response dot follow. For that let's check the link before moving forward. So if we check the what kind of link we are getting, href, so countries. Okay, as we are getting the link is like that, without HTTPS request. Let me show you. As here the link is followed by the domain name, it's don't have a HTTP request, like not a fully link like that. So as we are getting this text in this link, so if we get this link and we search it, we will get we are not going to land in that particular page. Okay, so for that we need to use some method that we will call like we will make it absolute URL or we will join URL. So let me show you how can we do that. First of all I will show you one method here. So if we make it absolute URL is equal to f, as it's a Python, and here if we type https request, perfect, and // www dot world worldometers, that is the URL of the website.info, and here we will concatenate the link. Okay, so as by done that, we are getting the link that is only simple text, but as we concatenate it, so now we have absolute URL that will have https dot that this is the whole, and then the link that we are getting here, as we can check when we're clicking on China. So this link that we are scraping from those HTML tags, and this link we concatenate it to land properly on the page. So this is the one method. Let's continue with that, and later on we will check some other methods also. So this is the one method, and the second that I'm going to show you, we can use join. So if we copy this is the second way that I'm going to show you how to build URL. So if we put response, the response that we are getting dot URL join, 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 perfect, and here we will pass the link. Here we are saying the absolute URLs is equal to whatever we name we can give it, so as the name will be meaningful, so the response dot URL will be joined with this link that we are scraping. This is the other way. And the third way that is useful in Scrapy, we can do this way: yield response dot follow. You can remember those commands. Why sorry, it's a wrong spelling. So yield response dot follow, and here we can write the URL is equal to link, and after getting link we are calling the parse country method, where we will put all the we will do all the codes of scraping the next table of the other page. So callback, we are adding the callback to after getting link, call this method. So callback CALLBACK back is equal to self dot parse country. Okay, so now we are calling this method. So inside this method we are going to scrap the name. We are going to scrap the the name that we're getting here. So we need to traverse that name to till here. If we store name here, it will be only one name. For that you need to remember one thing: whenever we are traversing the data from one parse method to another, so we will use it to the meta tag. So it's something like that: meta is equal to as this will be dict. So in this first we will put the key country, country name and then its value. The value it is name. Let me make it small n. Okay, perfect. So country name, we are passing that meta with the value as in a direct we assign the value. After that we write the exact value that is coming from there. So here is the name and here is the key. Here is the key, this is the key, this is the value. So how can it will drive us here? So we will write it here, response dot request dot meta, and as it's direct we are axing it, so it will be like that. And here will be the key name, country, this is the key, so putting the key name here. So now we will get the each name one by one. Before we was getting only China, and when we are getting the whole data, the name will be the same, the one name. So now the name will be also update each time. So after that, so let's check what is remaining. So as we are inside this table, so let's check it here. As this is the whole table, so let me check it, how can we grab that. So if we can use this, use this class name, so we have two tables. Let me check it. So we are looking for China population forecast and China historic. So what was we scraping here? 2020, 18, 18, 1860. Yes, we are scraping this one. Okay, perfect. So if we as it have two table, so we need the first one, so it will be like that. Table, sorry, control C. We already have the class name here, so let's double slash and the HTML tag table. Now we will put the square bracket at the rate class is equal to class name that we already put it there. So we write the XPath table class name is equal to this, and it have two table selected, we need the first one, so we will select the whole XPath inside this small braces, and then square bracket we will put 1. After that, this video I'm going to make other videos where I will teach you how to make this XPath in deep and how to use CSS selector in deep. So just keep watching this playlist and you will be going to learn a lot those things that might be you are confusing this time how we can do this. But soon I'm going to upload the complete video how we can make XPath from beginning to advanced level. So After that you can easily learn it and you can make the XPath by your own. So as this XPath, we select the first table, right? After selecting this table, we need to go here and we need to go here. So we will grab those two data, and that's for the another tutorial. I will upload it after that. That's it for this video. In the second video of this part, we are going to close this project. There we will I will show you some more method. So here till now what we have discussed, we make spider. In spider we get the name and the link here, and then we will see as in the link we are not getting the HTTPS request, we are getting only text that followed by the domain name. So this is the three ways to how we can make the URL manually, that we can join the link with the domain name and we can pass that absolute URL. We can pass that from here, from this link we can pass that absolute URL. URL is equal to absolute URL. By here is the Scrapy default, so I'm using that. Yield response follow URL is equal to link, so this will also work. And let's finish it in the next tutorial because the video is going to very long. So I hope see you in next tutorial. Thanks.